Multi-tier bar charts. The first tier of this template compares different scenarios in a grouped bar chart. The second and third tiers show different absolute and relative variance charts. Example, these three-tier charts are being used to analyze the data structure of different scenarios. This template can be used best if two scenarios for not more than 25 structure elements are presented. If a third scenario must be shown too, scenario triangles must be used. This template can be used best if two scenarios for not more than 25 structure elements are presented. If a third scenario must be shown, two scenario triangles must be used. Dimensions. Dimension is limited on maximum one dimension. First dimension should be an array of strings that contain some sort of descriptions, for example an array which contains state names. Measures. Measures are limited on maximum two measures. First measure. The first measure is used by the behind bar. Second measure. The second measure is used by the front bar. Appearance. Appearance tab consists of couple tabs in Chart 4, representing following settings: settings, scaling, difference chart distance, percentage chart distance, number formatting, measure function, font, colors, layer settings, layer colors, comments, Excel export, PDF export. Number of rows that user wants to be displayed on the chart. If is not specified, will be return all rows from data model. Row height defines the row height in pixels. Description width, the property can contain the values from 1 to 3, 1. Small description width, 2. Normal description width, 3. Large description width. Beck bar type, the property can contain the values from 1 to 7. 1. Represent AC, actual period, 2. Represent PL, plan period, 3. Represent FC, forecast, 4. Represent PY, previous year, 5. Represent layer user 1, 6. Represent layer user 2, 7. Represent layer user 3, the changes are reflected on the behind bar, the second and the third horizontal line. Front bar type, the property can contain the values from 1 to 7. 1. Represents AC, actual period, 2. Represents PL, plan period, 3. Represents FC, forecast, 4. Represents PY, previous year, 5. Represents layer user 1, 6. Represents layer user 2, 7. Represents layer user 3, the changes are reflected on the front bar. Suppress empty, the property, can be activated with checking or unchecking the checkbox or with expression button, FX, the property can contain next values, 0, show all rows, 1, show only the rows which have a description, when dimension 1 is not null or empty. Switch position of total row, it is used to set the total row on top or bottom of the chart. Total row by default is presented bottom of the chart. Activation of this property can be done with checking or unchecking the checkbox or with expression button, FX, using following values: 0, set total row on the bottom of the chart, 1, set total row on the top of the chart. Percentage limit, defines the percentage limit of the percentage bars. If value of the bar is bigger than the value specified in this property, it will show an arrow. For example, if the user set property to 100, then all percentage bars which value is greater than 100 will have a triangle arrow, without the small percentage box. Highlight value, for collaboration, with your coworkers you can use highlight property to present value what is not correct or not satisfy corporate need. In this property you need to add number what is incorrect, and that number will be highlight with color what is defined in color section and property highlight color. For example, if we need to highlight value 188 on chart, simple add number in the property. Show bar border, property give more visual presentation of the bars. Surrounding the bars with the border. Border can be defined with different colors. In section color, selecting the property border color, user can use different colors. Difference lower value, defines which values, numbers will be displayed in a color that the user defined in the property difference lower color. This property only affects difference columns. For example, if the difference lower value is 50, and the difference lower color is red, all numbers that are less or equal 50 will be colored in red. Difference upper value, defines which values, numbers will be displayed in a color that the user defined in the property difference upper color. This property only affects difference columns. For example, if the difference upper value is 100, and the difference upper color is green, all numbers that are less or equal 100 will be colored in green. Percentage lower value, defines which values, numbers will be displayed in a color that the user defined in the property percentage lower color. This property only affects percentage columns. For example, if the percentage lower value is 50, and the percentage lower color is red, all numbers that are less or equal 50 will be colored in red. Percentage upper value, defines which values, numbers will be displayed in a color that the user defined in the property percentage upper color. This property only affects percentage columns. For example, if the percentage upper value is 100, and the percentage upper color is green, all numbers that are less or equal 100 will be colored in green. Scaling, visualization consists of two components. There is space where data is displayed, and then the objects that represent the data. The point is that size of the value represented with bars is very important. The scaling drastically affect the visualization, and the story that it tells. In chart 2 are representing 4 scaling option for different user needs. Manually use of scaling, using drop-down menu and selecting manually, you set property to 0, then the bar scaling depend of amount. Bar length, percentage amount and percentage bar length property, auto scaling, using from menu you set the property to 1, that is mean that bar scaling is automatically calculated. Use of scaling, you set the property to 2, this property is used for writing scaling by absolute value. Defined expression, is set property to 3 and is used to controlling scaling trot expression. Difference charts distance, this property is in the use if we set measure to calculate difference. Property allows, to move the difference axis line to the right or to the left, positive number, moves the difference axis line to the right, negative number, moves the difference axis line to the left. Percentage charts distance, this property is in the use if we set measure to calculate difference. Property allows, to move the percentage axis line to the right or to the left, positive number, moves the percentage axis line to the right, negative number, moves the percentage axis line to the left. Number format are used to control the display of cell values that contain numeric data. Using the button with questionnaire, will be displayed predefined formats. With simple click on desired format, you can copy and paste in the property. Currency defines the currency if a number with currency is used. Separators, 2 separators, are available in section number format, and that is, thousand and decimal separators. Thousand abbreviation, if is used K, in the property then the value of 1000 would be displayed as 1K. Million abbreviation, if is used M, in the property then the value of 1 million will be displayed as 1M. Trillion abbreviation, if is used t, in the property then the value of 1 trillion will be displayed as 1t. Billion abbreviation, if is used b, in the property then the value of 1 billion will be displayed as 1b. Measure function, used for measure, from one bar to another bar and calculate positive and negative difference between two items. To use it, just drag and drop from one item to another. The property can be activated with checking or unchecking the checkbox, or with expression button, fx, using following values, 0, no, 1, yes. The other properties in the measure function section, is used for visual presentation, like positive or negative color, for the positive or negative value arrow of measure, title. Displaying title in this functionality, font family, font size and font color are in function of presenting fonts. Titles and description, back bar title, defines the title of the back bars. The title is positioned at the top of the chart. If the property is empty, then the back bar title will take the layer description. Front bar title, defines the title of the front bars. The title is positioned at the bottom of the chart. If the property is empty, then the front bar title will take the layer description. Total description defines the description of the title. Font, a selection of fonts, as well as changing their properties are placed in the font menu. This menu contains the following properties, that control the properties of tooltip as well: font, size, font color, tooltip font, tooltip size, tooltip font color. Colors, a selection of colors, as well as changing their properties are placed in the color menu. This menu contains the following properties: background, defines the background of the extension; hover bar color, defines the color on bar hovering; bar border color, highlight color, defines the color of the highlighted value; positive color, defines the color of the positive value; negative color, defines the color of the negative value; neutral color, defines the color of the values that are between difference lower and upper value; border color. Layer settings, properties to define values for maximum of tree users. To set up users must be selected property, behind bar type, left front bar type, or right front bar type for specific user. Example, select in the behind bar type user 1, in the layer settings add value, and set up color for the user. Layer colors, define colors for the users. Comments and exports, with this chart are available comment and export functionality. For those functionality to work, have to be installed on same or dedicated server comments API and export API.